What are the tips to score A+ in BM SPM? In this video, I will be sharing with you some tips so that students will understand and master the important basics before sitting for SPM exam. Here we go! Hi everyone, my name is Shirley and welcome back to my channel. I'm not just a mathematics teacher, but I also teach Bahasa Melayu. If this is your first time here and you'd like to improve in your BM skills, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so that you don't miss anything. As we already know that BM is a subject that you must take and must pass in SPM. It comprises of 2 kertas bertulis and 1 ujian lisan. Therefore, all students must understand the format before sitting for your examination. Let's look at the SPM format for BM. Paper 1 is 2 hours and 15 minutes. It comprises of 2 sections, which are Section A and Section B. So Section A, which is bahagian A, is Karagan berpandukan bahan rangsangan. So there will be 1 bahan rangsangan will be given to you, and then you have to write a short essay of it. Okay, normally we write 5 perenggan, which are the pendahuluan, 3 isi, and 1 penutup. And the marks allocated for this part is 30 marks, okay, which is quite a lot. Okay, so you spend about 30 minutes to write this karangan, and then after that you proceed to the karangan panjang. For Section B, which is the karangan panjang, okay, we call it karangan umum, yeah. So 5 choices will be given to you. You just need to write only 1, okay. Choose the one that you are familiar with and you have the most isi, and also you can think of what are the ungkapan menarik that you can put inside your karangan. So for this part, okay, I suggest you to spend about 1.5 hours to write, and then the remaining time you use it to check your answers. So for karangan panjang, okay, you really have to focus on this part because it carries a lot of marks. It's 100 marks, okay. So if your karangan is good, it's very high chance that you will get A+ in your SPM. So pay more attention in writing essay. Paper 2 is 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours is actually not very long because you have so many questions to answer in paper 2. So when you get your paper 2, okay, you have to answer the Rimusan first. So a long petikan will be given to you and you have to summarize it in less than 120 words. So for this part is 30 marks. Then after that, you have to answer soalan Permaman, okay, and then also Pemahaman Antologi. So for this part is 35 marks. And the third part is about pengetahuan dan kemahiran bahasa. So for this part, okay, you will be given questions such as bina ayat, okay, betulkan kesalahan istilah, ejaan, imbuhan, and so on. Okay, and this part is 30 marks. And the last part is novel. So in novel, okay, you'll be tested the tingkatan 4 and tingkatan 5 novel. Okay, so make sure that you read them up before sitting for exam. And this part is 15 marks. Okay, so like all SPM papers, so the examination papers, which is the kertas bertulis for BM, okay, will be marked by a set of teachers appointed by MPM, which is Majlis Peperiksaan Malaysia. Okay, whereas your ujian lisan will be tested by your school teachers. Let's look at the following tips. SPM BM is one of the most difficult subjects to score A+ in SPM. In fact, the exam paper is getting tougher every year. Do you agree with me? However, BM is our national language. Therefore, students are advised to take this subject seriously and also put more effort in it in trying to score A+ in SPM. Let's look at the general tips. To do well in this subject, you have to constantly improve your language skills. Try reading articles in Malay, such as magazines like Dewan Siswa and Dewan Masyarakat, and also reading the newspapers. When I was a teenager, I subscribed to Dewan Siswa and Dewan Masyarakat, okay, because our school teachers advise us to read more, okay, and then during the weekends, I'll be reading Malay newspapers. And every night, I'll be watching the Bulletin Utama, which is the Malay news at 8 p.m. with my family. So by doing all this, okay, you get to enhance and sharpen your Malay skills so that when you write karangan, it will be more lancar and you have more vocab and your information will be up to date and up to par. Okay, and remember to focus more on Komsas and Karagan because these 2 parts carry a lot of marks in SPM BM. To improve your karangan, you're advised to read more contoh karangan from the Karagan book. Okay, whenever you are free. Even though you're not free also, you try to find time to read Karagan. Okay, because this way, you will get more ideas when you're writing your Karagan. And use teknik imbakup. Okay, so I stands for isi, M stands for mengapa, BA stands for bagaimana, K stands for kesan, U stands for ungkapan menarik, okay, and P stands for penegasan. So by using this way, you won't be short of ideas, okay? And also remember to memorize all the ungkapan menarik, okay, such as peribahasa, simpulan bahasa, bidalan, okay, and pepatah. So all this very useful. And if you write all this, you will get higher marks in your Karagan. Okay, and also use a variety of kosakata. Okay, kosakata is a vocabulary. So if you use lots of kosakata, like for example bertambah, you can change it to meningkat. Okay, so it will make your Karangan more interesting. Okay, and remember to check your Karangan, okay, before you hand in your paper. Yeah, make sure there is no kesalahan ejaan or tanda baca or kesalahan bahasa. For paper 2, Rimusan is the first part of the paper. So Rimusan is my favorite part of the entire BM paper 2 because it's the easiest to score full marks, which is 30 over 30 if you do a lot of practices. Okay, so for this part, a very long petikan will be given to you. Okay, and you have to summarize in less than 120 words. Okay, so remember to read at least one time and then you gariskan all the isi-isi tersurat and think of what are the isi tersirat stated in the main top question. Okay, then after that, you remember to write all in 4 paragraphs, okay, which are pendahuluan, isi tersurat, isi tersirat, and also the penutup. Okay, then after that, count how many words you have written. Okay, the total number of words written at the bottom, right at the bottom. Okay, berapa patah perkataan in bracket. Okay, if it's 120 words, 120 patah perkataan. Okay, make sure it's not more than that. Okay, if it's more than that, the isi-isi seterusnya tidak akan dibaca. Okay, dan markah akan ditolak. Yeah, and make sure it's less than that, less than 120. Okay, so cancel all the not important words, okay, or you shorten your sentence but make sure the meaning is the same, okay, and huraian tidak diperlukan. And penada wacana, kata nama khas, okay, and kata ganda consider as one patah kata, okay. And then after that, remember to double check your answers. Okay, make sure there's no kesalahan bahasa, kesalahan imbuhan, kesalahan tanda baca, and so on. Okay, and write everything in continuous form and not in point form, or else your marks will be deducted. Tips for pemahaman petikan umum. So the first question is berikan maksud frasa. So for this, a phrase will be given to you and then you have to think of what are the synonym for each and every word in the frasa, if possible. If not possible, then you make your own sentence to explain the meaning of the phrase. And second question is to answer questions based on the petikan. You can get the answer straight away from the petikan. Okay, you don't have to use your own words, but sometimes you might need to modify your answer, okay, to suit the answer so that it's more suitable. Okay, and for the third question is pendapat anda. So for this, you cannot get the answer from the petikan. You have to use your own idea, your own opinion. Okay, and make sure your opinion is relevant and suitable and also logical. Okay. Pemahaman Komsas is based on the buku antologi tingkatan 4 dan tingkatan 5. So make sure you read those 2 books first before you sit for exam. Okay, so that you know the whole story about it. Okay, so in exam, okay, you will be given a petikan. Okay, and then you have to answer the questions. Okay, so you'll be given 3 extracts from the buku antologi and then you have to answer the question given. So to answer the question given, if they ask for berikan 2 isi, so you have to write 2 isi. Okay, don't write more than that. Yeah, and then if it's not given how many answers you need to write, then you look at the marks. Okay, if it's 3 marks, then you have to give 3 isi. If it's 4 marks, you have to give 4 isi. Okay. And then after that, you double check everything, make sure there's no kesalahan ejaan or kesalahan tata bahasa, okay, before you carry on in doing the next part, which is pengetahuan dan kemahiran bahasa. For pengetahuan dan kemahiran bahasa, there will be 5 parts in this section. So the first part is to bina ayat. So 6 patah perkataan akan diberikan, okay? And then you have to make 6 sentences based on the words given. So make sure that the sentences that you make, okay, shows the meaning of the words given. Okay, if not, you won't get any marks. Yeah. And then the second part is about ayat. Okay, for example, like tukar ayat pasif kepada ayat aktif. Okay, or tukar ayat biasa kepada ayat songsang. Okay, that will be the second part. Then the third part and the fourth part is about kesalahan perkataan, like kesalahan ejaan or kesalahan istilah dan sebagainya. So for this part, you must be very good in your hukum tata bahasa. Okay, so do more practice in this. And then for the next part will be peribahasa. So for peribahasa, okay, the peribahasa that will be tested will be based on what you learn, okay, from Form 1 until Form 5. So for this, remember to study back all your peribahasa, okay, make sure not last minute, okay, make sure you study now, okay, because it will also help you in your Karagan, okay. So for this part peribahasa, okay, the questions might come out like berikan maksud peribahasa, ataupun bina ayat berdasarkan peribahasa yang diberikan, ataupun isi tempat kosong, ataupun satu petikan diberikan, okay, kemudian berikan 3 peribahasa yang sesuai berdasarkan petikan yang diberikan, okay. So after that, make sure you double check all your answers and make sure everything is correct before you pass up your paper to the examiner. For novel, start reading your tingkatan 4 and tingkatan 5 novel, okay? And don't take any risk like, oh, I just want to read tingkatan 5. Because tingkatan 5, the novel is easier to understand, okay? Don't take any risk, okay? Sometimes it might come out like bandingkan watak, okay, in the novel tingkatan 4 and tingkatan 5. So if you didn't master your tingkatan 4 novel, then you will be like having trouble to answer the questions, okay? And this part is 15 marks, is a lot. You cannot afford to, okay, lose your 15 marks. If not, you won't be able to score A+. Okay, then remember to write your answer in continuous form and not in point form. Okay, after that, check everything and then only you hand in your paper, okay, when time's up. Well, that's all for now. I hope that all of you will benefit from this video and continue to work harder to score A+ in BM SPM. Where there's a will, there's a way. And in Malays, di mana ada kemahuan, di situ ada jalan. So if you think this video is useful, remember to share it with your friends who wish to score A+ in BM SPM. And then, when you get the results, you all can celebrate together. Till then, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!